All right, folks, we got some big news coming out of, I'd like to say Eastern Europe, but it's not. It's actually Asia. We got a big deal going down between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And if you're there like, huh, where? So here's Turkey, here's Russia, and sandwiched in between them with a corner of Iran right there on the corner, we got Azerbaijan and Armenia. So that's kind of what's going on over there. It's over by on the other side of the Black Sea. It's over that way. It's not too far away from Eastern Europe, but it is technically Asia. So we're talking about a ground war in Asia. Now, Azerbaijan and Armenia have been popping off at each other. They have a disputed zone where they both claim this area as their own, and they kind of partially control, each of them partially control some of it. So they've been going back and forth, but generally speaking, it seems like Azerbaijan is usually the one who's actually doing like the military, trying to use the military solution. Whereas Armenia is kind of like the underdogs, and so they kind of are kind of more insurgency type stuff. So it's hard to pull together exactly what's happening here, but the big thing is that Armenia has a security pact with Russia, as well as Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan and oh man, I'm forgetting one. Belarus. Yeah, so it's basically like a mini NATO. So if one of them is attacked, all of them are expected to come into the assistance of that country. And so Armenia has been attacked, and they have pulled Article 5, essentially. Article 5 is NATO, but they've pulled the equivalent of that and said, we need assistance because we are under attack. We're being invaded. So Armenia has formally requested Russian military assistance in accord with the Collective Security Treaty Organization, or the CST, which, like I said, is like a little mini NATO. Of course, when you look at like Tajikistan, they have like a standing army of like 8,000 people. It's kind of not like you're not really going to get help from Tajikistan so much. But ironically, Tajikistan actually has more Tajikistan citizens fighting in the Russian army than they do enrolled in their army. That's an interesting thing. The largest military base for Russia outside of Russia is actually in Tajikistan, where they recruit poor people basically from Tajikistan, train them up, and they basically form a good bit of the Russian army. Interesting fact out there. I know that because I worked in that area, and you hear these type of things, and when you look at those articles and such like that. So they formally requested Russian troops to come help them fight back against the Azerbaijanis, who are invading the area that is in question. They are accusing Azerbaijan of shelling the town of Jermak after the Azerbaijanis claim that they were attacked by saboteurs. So they're told, they said that they were being attacked by Armenians from Armenian territory, not from the conflicted area, but rather from like Armenia proper kind of thing. So they are saying that they need to attack Armenia in order to stop the saboteurs, kind of this insurgency type thing. But the Armenians are like, then why are you shelling like civilians? So Armenia is kind of backed by Russia and them, but Azerbaijan has kind of backed by is backed by Israel. It's backed by the United States, sort of. Iran kind of backs Armenia. So Iran is kind of a member of the CST, but it's not an official member of the CST. So I don't know what that means. So I don't know if Iran could potentially be looking at the possibility of sending troops into Armenia to help them against the Azerbaijanis. But definitely what's probably happening behind closed doors is the United States and NATO allies are probably looking at this and going, hey, we can open up a second front against Russia if they send troops into Armenia. So there's a potential that this is either being instigated by NATO and its allies in order to provoke another issue over there. It is potential that the Azerbaijanis are just they figure that they'll be backed up by these people. It's also possible that because this is right on the border of Iran, and Israel really likes just kind of messing with Iran as much as they can. The Azerbaijanis are definitely very anti-Iranian, partially because they see a bunch of the territory in northwest Iran that they border up against. They consider a bunch of that territory South Azerbaijan, okay? And they kind of basically think that that territory should be part of Azerbaijan. So you can just imagine that's not very popular in Iran. And so people ethnically are Azerbaijani that are in Iran want to be part of Azerbaijan. So it's kind of almost like a Kurdish kind of issue over there, but not Kurdish. So that's kind of what's going on there, and so it's kind of hard to see who's behind this, the scenes pulling strings. We can kind of only deal with kind of like what's on the surface, and we don't know exactly what all has been provoked and who's doing the provoking and whose agenda really is being pushed here, or how Russia will respond, or how Iran will respond, or how anyone else will respond. Just want to put that out there, that there is a potential land war forming over there. Will this just blow over? Azerbaijan and Armenia have gone back and forth a bunch of times in the not too recent past. So it could be just a little thing, or it could develop into a bigger thing. However, Armenia has steadfastly avoided actually requesting Russian assistance. So the question there is, did they already talk to Russia? Do they already have like a basic approval to get that assistance? Like, have they already been promised it? And if that's the case, then this could be a very big deal, because then Russia's going to say yes, right? Or are they doing this in order to try to pressure Russia into providing them assistance, and they may not have cleared it with them yet. So I feel like the previous one is more in line, because when they had these spats before, people were kind of wondering, why isn't Armenia pulling that out of the hat and getting the Russian assistance? And people were speculating that it was because they did not believe that Russia would say yes. And so they didn't want to be humiliated on the world stage by actually getting a formal no from there. And so it may be that they already have that, not in writing, but maybe back channels kind of confirm that they could expect a yes on this. All right, folks. I will give you more information on that as it develops. We pray for all the people over there. This is just terrible that they're caught in the crossfire between these two countries, and I don't know what happened with the saboteur incidents, whether that was large-scale attacks on civilians as well. But it looks like this shelling is potentially attacking civilian targets or military that may be hiding in civilian targets. We're not going to say who's the bad guys here or not, because it could be either way on this. We're not getting good information on that just yet. All right, if you like this video, or if you found this video useful, you might want to check out this video from me as well. Otherwise, I will see you later. Steve Poplar out.